Okay, now since we have discussed about for loops as well,
Sorry, sir.
uh,
I think we didn't do follow and or we did
only while
switch.
and while loop.
Yes, switch.
Right. Okay. Switch. Okay. Okay. We'll start with the for loop then. Right. No worries. Okay. Now, since we started with okay, can anyone tell me what's the difference between while loop and the do while loop? The difference between while loop and the do while loop. What is it? Can anyone remember the difference between while loop and the do while loop? Like while loop runs how many times? If the condition is false, while loop will run zero times. That means if the condition is false, while loop will not run. Therefore, we can say the while loop will run zero or many times. But the do while loop will run even though the condition is fail. It will run one or many times. Now that's the main difference between while loop and the do while loop. While loop and the do while loop. Zero or many times while loop. One or many times do while loop. Right, because it will perform the body statement once that you know already. Right. Right now, let's say now normally we use the while loop when you have no idea that how many times this whatever the statement has to be repeated or until a condition become false or likewise when some until something happens we perform the while loop. Right, we normally we use when we have not like finite about the that means we have not no idea about that number of times we require to run the loop. But when you have an idea that okay, the loop has to run 10 times, the loop has to run 100 times. So likewise, if we have a fixed number of times the loop has to run, then most of the time we use the for loop. Right now, the for loop also used to iterate some given whatever the body statements until the condition become false, and we'll see how to write the for loop today. Right. Like I have declared a class, and let's declare a main method as well. Public static. String right. Then, in order to declare a for loop, now there are three components to be used. Right now, yes, we have the for, that's just a keyword, and the for loop. Like now, here we have to declare there are three components in a for loop. Now, those three components we can call it as declaration or initialization, and then the condition and the iteration. Right now, this is a control variable we declare I equals 0. Now this is what you call as initialization. We declare a variable call I and assign it to 0. Now this is the control variable. Now you initialize the variable here and then you write the condition I less than 10. Now this is the condition. Right thereafter, what should happen each time the loop runs? Now there should be a progress towards. Okay, just a minute. Right. Okay, then when I equals 0, initialized, we have initialized the driver variable or the control variable. Then I less than 10. The condition until I become 10, this will run. And then I plus plus. That means each time the loop runs, what should happen? Whether the I now we are saying I value should increase by 1 every time. Now, if you want, you can say I equals I plus 2. If you want to increase the I value by 2, then I plus plus. Now that means every time the loop runs, it will increase the I value by 1. Thereafter, you can have the body statements. Now here, system dot out dot print println. Let's say we'll print the I value. Right, let's save it in the desktop. Test.java. Right. Then let's run it and see. Okay, right. CD desktop Java C test.java. Here I would have run it rather than doing this. Okay, now you can see here the for loop runs. Now when I equals 0, it prints 0. Likewise, until I become 10, it runs. And now this is how you can use a for loop. Now the for loop, now remember there are three components. Initialization here, and then the condition, and then the iteration. Each iteration, each time the loop runs, what should happen? Right, now there are three components needs to be there, right? There may be loops with missing components. That means here you may have to have the separate semicolon here, but afterwards you can have I equals, let's say if I want, I equals I plus 2 missing components. Now here I haven't declared what should happen to the I value, but inside the body I have declared that. Now then it will increase by I value get increased by 2 each time 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Now this is what you call as the missing components. You may have loops like this, missing components, right? Or you may have multiple components, the multiple variables declared. Like for an example, let's say I equals 0, where if I have many variables, then you can say I equals 0, comma j equals 10. I equals 0, j equals 10. And I'm going to say I less than or equals to j. I less than or equals to j. And then I should get increase. At the same time, j should get decrease. I plus plus, j minus minus. Right. And thereafter I can print I value and the j value both. Right. Now there are multiple variables I have used. Not only one, but you can see it doesn't matter. But in the for loop, there should be only three components. This is one, initialization, this is the condition, and this is the iteration. But now the loop runs, now each time loop runs, I get increased by 1, j get decreased by 1. Therefore, as long as I equals j. Now what happens? I is equals j. Now if I have I equals j, will this run? Okay, if I have I equals j, will this run?
No, sir.
No. Oh yes. If not, why? Because condition false. 0 not equals to 10. Right, now if I say 0 not equals, sorry, I not equals j, will this run now? Yes or no?
Yes, until the
Until?
e-
Yes.
uh,
Once it equals, it won't print. Therefore, once it become, it will exit. Once I equals j becomes, when both become 5, that will stop. Right now, for now, if you have less than or equals, then 5 less than 5 and 5 also get printed. Right. Now, this is where you can use the for loops with multiple components. Right. Now, what I want you to do is write a for loop using a code for loop. Ask user to get insert 10. Ask user to insert numbers. Right. Now you need to get the user inputs. You have to get the user inputs and get the sum of, like 10 even numbers. Right now, if user enters a negative number, you need to ignore it, okay? If user enters a negative number, you have to ignore it. And as long as user enters 10 even numbers, you need to stop the loop and then display total is this, average is this. Is that clear? You need to keep on asking user to enter a number until you have 10 even positive numbers. Sum of 10 even, okay. Numbers in between 10 to 20. 10 and 50. The numbers within the range 10 to 50. Even numbers. Sum of 10 numbers in the sum of 10 even numbers in the range 10 to 50, including 10 and 50 as well. Right? And once user enters 10 numbers within this range, even numbers, you need to stop and say, this is the total and this is the average. Okay, try out quickly and tell me how to do it. Do it quickly as possible because I don't know when the power will resume. Therefore, not sure about how long will I be able to hold. If you have finished, send me the answer via chat, please. Right. Tell me how to do this now. Okay, I have created a scan object as well in order to get a input. Then how can I do this? I want to get 10 inputs. Then how can I do this? Anyone please? Give me a hint. Hemaka, did you do it?
Trying, sir.
Any idea? I will do it. If you have any way of doing this.
First, we have to take the. We have to declare the input as a first input as a one count. Then we can make condition.
Right. Okay. Let's say for loop is declared I equals 0, I less than 10. Right. And every time. Okay, I'm not gonna put it here. Then we can ask user to enter the number. Right. Okay. User will enter the number now. And then let's get the number. Integer, we will declare variable called t. Temporary is, okay, we need to get the sum as well. No? Therefore, let's declare variable sum equals 0 and int t equals scan object s dot next int. Right, we can get the input. Then we can check but if the number is in between 10 and 20, how can we check that? If t greater than or equals to 10 and t less than or equals to 20. Okay, this has to be greater than 10, less than 20, and t modulus 2 should equals to 0. Then only it's an even number. Then I can say sum plus equals t and I plus plus. After the for loop, I can print sum and then thereafter print in the average is just divided by 10. Right. Number, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 10, 7, 8, 9, minus 12, 15, no. Right. Let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. Okay, right. No, those are not the even numbers, right? 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24, 26, 28, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. I don't know. I think I have entered numbers in between 10 and 20, I guess. Right, then that means the logic is wrong. Okay. Which one is wrong? Where I should change it? Now I have no clue. Tell me what to do. It seems loop is running infinite. See? Right now, after this only, it gave me 134. How many values? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here also I have 10 numbers, right? Why? Okay, for which values this got triggered? Now I think I have entered many numbers right now. Why it does not? Okay, now let's start from the C. Now 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here up to this 5 numbers already done. Then here 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By this time 10 done already. Thereafter I have entered more numbers. Why is it? That means, oh, is there any problem with the condition? Now we need to figure out. Okay, think. Tell me why the loop runs more than the expected time. Where to fix it? What to do? Okay, this condition, whether just check whether the condition is it correct? The way we have used it. Anyone, please? Yes, anyone? What's wrong here in this code? Now you can see I have entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right now, this time it gave me the answer. Why? Previously, why? What happens whether when I enter 10, it doesn't accept it, is it?
If condition if is not uh, if condition the T is not in the condition, then I think program will stop and run from beginning.
Sorry? T is? Okay, now my only concern is this, Pute. Right now here in the previous time, now I have entered these numbers, no? Right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 10, 7, 8, 9, minus 15, no. It won't run. Perfect. Right? But now this time 10 included 20, 30, 40, 50. All are even numbers, right? Then I have 5 numbers there. And thereafter I have 78, 6 number, 7th number, 8th number, 9th number, 10th number, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, that means some numbers are not accepted. Yes, what is the issue? If you look at this carefully, you can tell me easily. There's a small error in the logic. Now, previously, it did not work. Why is it? That means you guys are not looking at the code. There is a small value has to change. Then can someone tell me why this not happens? Anyone? Why this number is not a valid number? Tell me. Right now, okay, now This number is not a valid number. This number is not a valid number. Why is it? According to the logic cover.
It's greater than 20.
Yes, even though we had in our mind 50, but the code is written for 20. Yes, that's why when you enter 10 numbers here, this works. When you enter like 10, 12, 12, 14, 16, within the 20, that works. Yes, the code written for in between 10 and 20 numbers. That's why. Yes, now that's what I have been asking all the time. Right now, if it is 10 and 50, yes, this will work. Right now, like this. Now, you can increase the control variable. Right now, I equals 0, I less than 10, and I get incremented only if this like satisfy this given condition. Now there are three conditions: less than 10, greater than less than 50, greater than 10, and even number. Oh goodness, power came. Right, then only right now we will be able to increase the I value when the condition has been met. Right. Okay. Then okay. How many of you have done this already? Oh, are you all okay with this? Right now, let's say, can anyone tell me how to convert the Fahrenheit into Celsius? What is the equation to convert Fahrenheit into Celsius? I can't remember. Let me search. Fahrenheit to Celsius formula. Right now, this is what it says, the Fahrenheit to Celsius formula. Centigrade is equals to Fahrenheit minus 32. Right. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to display, now this is the equation, right? Right now, let's say Celsius, and you can use the tab space and Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. Right now, if it is Celsius 0, what is the Fahrenheit value? If it is Celsius 20, what is the Fahrenheit value? Likewise, 0, 20, 40. Likewise, up to 300. Right? Now, this has to done up to 300. Now, you need to write the respective Fahrenheit value using a for loop. Right now, step value is 0, 20, 40, likewise 20, 20, 20. And now when you change the Celsius value, you should get now this is the equation, right? This is the equation. You need to generate the Fahrenheit value, right? Okay, quick to try out this. Celsius equals Fahrenheit minus 32 multiplied by 5 divided by 9. Right. And send me the code. Anyone finish? Okay, we don't have much time. Therefore, quickly tell me. Okay. So can you send me the answer via chat, please? Who has done up to this point at least? Right now, I equals 0, I less than 300, less than or equals to 300. Right now, or if you want, you can have centigrade, C, P less than or equals to 300. Then we need to have what? The Fahrenheit value may be float. Therefore, float F to 0. Then F equals what? F equals, now we need to calculate the Fahrenheit value, right? Now then, how can you do it? Then if you want to get F into one side, what do you have to do? 9 times C divided by 5. 9 times C divided by 5. 9 times C divided by 5 times what? Plus 32, is it? I don't know. Tell me how to do this. I'm going to write like 9 into C. 9 into C divided by 5. 9 into C divided by 5 plus 32. Now here C is the integer value. Therefore, right now, even though this is a float value, right now we'll see. Okay, now mistake. What? We have not set the I value or the C value to increase afterwards. Then C plus C equals to it. Now you can see here right now. Let's change this into a float type. Okay, now you don't get the decimal values, it seems, right? Yes, you divide by 5. Yes. Then you can have it as an integer. Right. Now this is how you can do it. Right. Any questions on this? Please ask if you have any. No questions, is it?
No, sir.
Right. Then we can have for loop inside another for loop. Right now, for an example, I want to print something like this. I want to print 1, okay, and I want to print 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and then 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and 3, 3.1, 3.2, and then 3.3. Like, I don't mind using a one for loop inside another for loop. Try to do this. That means now I'll give you a hint. The first for loop is used to print the 1, 2, 3 values, and the rest of the second for loop is to print 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 like. Think how to do it, and I'll give you like 2 to 3 minutes time for you to figure out. Right. Now let's try out this. Okay, the first for loop, I said the first for loop, second for loop likewise. Okay, what is this? Right now, I'll leave the scanner for a while. You might require this later on. Now, integer I is equals to 0. and then I is less than, we need to run only for 3, I equals 1, right? Okay, 1, and I less than or equals to 4, let's say, and then I plus plus. And then again, I'm going to have another loop inside this. Right now, this one is to print the I value. Okay, now this one will print the I value. Okay, now this will print I. And again, I'm going to have another loop. I'm going to say j equals 1, j less than or equals to less than or equals, then it should be 3, not up to 5. Okay, let's run this one up to 5. Okay. And j equals 1, j less than 3, j plus plus. Right, now second for loop. Now the second for loop, what I need to do is I want to print the I value. Okay, first I need to have a tab space, right? Then tab space plus I value plus I need to have a dot plus the j value. And then this has to run up to 3 times, right? Then that's it. Right, afterwards, now if I want a blank line, let's say if I want a blank line, yeah, then I can just use system.out.println. And if I don't, okay, at the moment I don't like, right, let's see how this works, right? This is how it works. Now, the next time what I want to do is, right now, let's say, I want to do it something like this. I want to have 0, then I need, okay, I need to have 1, then it should display 0, 0, 1. If it is, right, let's say 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to print this. Think of a way, how can we do this? I want to print this. Right now, here also, right now, even without this line, after this one, if we have space here, free line, and if we just print the j value, now what happens now? J equals 1, where? Okay, here we have 0. Now this prints 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, because each time the second for loop get a chance to run, it prints 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now here rather than j less than or equals to 3, then if I say j is equals to 0, j equals 0 and j less than or equals to I, if I say, now it says 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, likewise it prints. Now if I say this starts from 1 as well, then it displays like 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, but I want to print it in this format. There are small changes to be done. Just think and tell me what to do. You can. You should. What you have to do now here, we don't need to have like go to line by line. Therefore, we just need to have print statement here, rather having print ln. So now what will happen? Now it prints like this. Okay, could you try out to print 5 4 3 2 1 4 3 2 1 3 2 1 2 1 1? This, could you please try out to change this code to print in this format? Try out. Right now, I should equals, starting from I equals 5, I less than 0, I greater than 0, then I minus minus. Would this enough? Okay. Now it prints like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Likewise. Then that's not what we want to do right now. I want to display like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How can you do? Where to change? What to do? Okay, try out and tell me how to do this quickly. Oh, you have sent me the answer. Say, Hemaka, that is not loading. Invalid file format. Send me the code via chat, please. Right now, if you set j equals I and j greater than 0, j minus minus also, you could do the same thing. Right now, using this for loop, try to get this. If you have 5-digit number 54321, try to get the sum of these values 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Try to get the sum of these numbers and reverse the number, and then it should display 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to do it. Think and do it. I think last week also I asked you to do the same. Okay, think how to do this one. Yes. Okay, what is this code I received? Right, now what is this? I equals 0. No, the question is not. If you have, let's say now user entered a number, right? And you have asked user to enter a number. Right. Let's say number. Now user entered a number, 5-digit number, whatever the number. Now I am gonna take it to the next stage. Right. Now I have the number with me in the variable n. Now this is let's say I want to reverse the number and the same time I want to get the now I want to reverse this and the same time I want to get this get the sum. Right. Now how can you do this? I think we have done it using like you could have done it this using while loop, and by that time also I might have given you the same. Right. Now how can you try out this? How can you do this? Anyone? Has any of you completed this? Even using the while loop, I don't mind. Right, let's see. I think I have received the code. Class for loop, you get the number. Right, now thereafter you have some variable. Sum equals 0. What is it? I don't think Nivashi whether this will not right. Right now, okay, let's try out this now. Okay, then yes, right now you can say we have to do this for 5 times. Right now we can have some variable int I equals 0, I equals 0, and then this has to done only for now. We said that clearly it's a 5-digit number, then this has to run for 5 times, and then each time I value should get increased by 1. And then we need to get the respective value, therefore integer temporary value is equals to whatever the number modulus 10, number modulus 10. Right, and then let's say I will have a variable called reverse as well. Then I'm going to have reverse equals, because reverse multiplied by 10 plus t, sum equals sum plus t. And then the number is equals to number modulus equals 10. Okay, now this is what happens here now. Reverse, it says the total also wrong. Okay, the outcome what you are getting is also wrong. Okay, right. There's something we need to check. Why is it? We have sum and the reverse variable 0. For loop runs I equals 0, I less than 5, I plus plus 5 times this happens. We have temporary variable, the number we get n modulus 10, right? And then, here, that's the wrong thing. It should be divide. The number divided by 10. Yes, you get the answer, right? See, this is the only problem, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You get.
What the hell?
Right. Then hope you have finished it and no one asked the questions. Therefore, that I assume that you all got it. Right. Then you can do multiple questions under this, but I'm not gonna waste much time on this. Therefore, right now, let me send you some screenshot via chat. Then everyone, please try this. How to implement these patterns using a for loop. Right, I have sent to you. I think you might have received it already. And therefore, please try out that how to do this. And then you can, once you complete, you can send us answers to the chat as well, the WhatsApp group. Then we'll be able to look, right? Okay, then, okay, any questions from the for loops? If you have any, please tell me. Any questions? Yes. If you have no questions, we can move to the next. Any questions? And up to this point now we have done while, do while, okay, if, switch, while, do while, and for. And even remember if you use a for loop, a loop with a break statement. Now for an example, let's say, now let's figure that out as well, what happens. Right now, let's say you ask user to enter a number, and then this loop run from I equals 0 up to 20, right? And then let's say it's gonna print the I value every time. It's gonna print the I value, and by any chance, if I is equals to n, if I is equals to n, if I is equals to n, I'm gonna put break. I'm gonna put break statement. Right now, quickly try out what happens and tell me when I become n, what happens to the loop. Okay, quickly figure out and tell me. And here I'm gonna print afterwards that the end of the loop. End of the loop. End of the loop. Likewise, I'm gonna print. What do you think? Anyone, please tell me what happens here. Nimashi, what do you think, Nimashi?
No idea, sir. Yet I will try.
Okay, quickly. Now, since only one statement I have used after the if condition, no need to put the brackets, right? Even though you put the bracket, it doesn't matter, right? But since it's the beginning yet, we'll put the bracket for the if condition as well. Now, n value is taken from the user, okay? Now, we ask user to enter number. Once we get a number, we're going to store it in the variable n. And then no need of sum and reverse values. And then for loop, right? We print the I value here. Okay. What happens now? What happens now? Yes, by looking at this. Right now, remember now, when you have the break statement, when you hit the break statement, that will exit. If you are inside a loop and if it hit the break statement, it will exit from the immediate loop. It will exit from the immediate loop. It will exit from the immediate loop. Not from all the loops. It will exit from the immediate loop. It will exit from the immediate loop. it will exit from the immediate loop. Right, now instead of break, just use the continue keyword and see. And tell me what happens if you use the continue. Use the continue and keyword and tell me what happens now. What happens? Here instead of break, if I use continue, if I use continue, now let's say if it is 5 I have entered, you can see what? Let's say now, in order to see this, we have to put print statement here. Now what happens now? If it is 1, what is happening? Right now, here, when you hit the continuous statement, now remember, if you want, you can write down. When you hit the break statement inside a loop, it will exit from the immediate loop. Now remember, when you hit the break statement, inside a loop, it will immediately jump out or exit from the loop. That means it will exit from the immediate loop. Even if you have multiple loops, not from all the loops, it will exit from the immediate loop. It will exit from the immediate loop. Right, now it will exit from the immediate loop. Is that clear? Now whenever, like we have right now, okay, let me show you that. Let's say I is 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, and inside this for loop, okay, I have another for loop. Now this is j equals 0 and j less than 10, and then j plus plus we have. And then inside this, I'm going to print the j value. I'm going to print the j value plus j. Here afterwards, I'm going to print the here I'm going to have print statement, otherwise it takes much space now. Then here I'm going to print the I value and plus I. Right. Now if I run this, now you can see here it will ask for number for the time being, but it is not required. Now you can see. Okay, now we can have slash t. Okay. Otherwise this will move. Right. Slash t and the j. Okay, now what happens now? You can see here every time this I value, let's say I value slash n, I'm going to go to the next line and right. Right now it prints the j values, and then I value will set 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Likewise, it will print I value and the j value. Right now, j value I will set up to 5 only, then it's easier for us to do it. Right now, this is how it gonna looks like. Now they asking for user to enter number, no need. Right now, what if now this is how it works. Now every time the second for loop, first for loop runs, it gives the opportunity second for loop to run. Then the second for loop run for 5 times, and then it goes to the it prints the I value, and it goes to the again next iteration. Again, the second for loop runs for 5 times, and then like this it happens. And now here, now I'm gonna check. Now whenever I'm printing, if I'm before that let's say if I'm gonna say if I is equals to j, if I is equals to j, if I is equals to j, I'm gonna say break. If I is equals to j, I'm gonna say the break. That means if I value is equals to j, now two equal signs, remember. I is equals to j, break. Then now you can see the second for loop starting from 0, but when at the beginning j is also 0, then it breaks. Right now, when now the second time I value is 1, then j value starting from 0. When it becomes 1, it's gonna stop. See the break, it will exit from the immediate loop. It will exit from the immediate loop. Right now, if you just print the j values, right now this is how you're gonna get the values. Right now, even if you do not print the I values and here, and if you just put the blank line 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, likewise, it will go up to if you type up to 10. Then this is how it's gonna go. Because every time when I value becomes j, the second for loop exit. And now here at the beginning it will stop, and yeah, after 2 times it will stop, after 3 times it will stop, after 4 times it will stop, exit. Stop in the sense exit. Now that is what the break statement is. Right? This is an example for break statement. Now remember, whenever you hit a break statement, it will immediately exit from the, it will exit from the immediate loop. It will exit from the immediate loop. Right. Now, while keeping this aside, I'm gonna have this I equals 0, I less than 100, I plus plus. Now I'm gonna say if I modulus if I modulus 2 equals 0, I'm going to say continue. I'm going to say continue, and then that means only one line will taken for the body statement, right? That you know already. Then I'm going to print the I, right? Okay, try this one and tell me what happens. Okay, explain the code to me, please. Try this one and explain the code to me quickly as possible. Yes, anyone please tell me what happens now?
It exists from the current iteration and continue to the next iteration.
Yeah, okay. What is the output of this one then?
It doesn't display the even numbers.
Yes, it doesn't print the even numbers. Yes, why? Whenever if condition become true, it goes to the next iteration rather continuing the rest. Let's try out. See? 2 for whenever when I equals 2, 2 modulus 2 equals 0 true, then continue. Continue means it goes to the next iteration. It will skip this. Right now, this is what we have to talk on the break and the continue keyword. Is that clear? When to use break, when to use continue? Right. Now there's another looping construct we call as enhanced for loops, right? Which we can use with the iteratives, and then basically with the arrays also you could use. Now, therefore, before we start that, I'm going to talk about the arrays. Therefore, before leaving it, do you have any questions with regards to if, switch, while, do while, or for? If you have any, please ask quickly as possible. Right, it seems no questions right now. Let's talk about the arrays. Now, beforehand, just tell me what is a variable? Quickly tell me what is a variable. We have discussed that.
It is a temporary
Memory
value
location. Okay. Yes, in order to
location
hold
to store the
values. Yes, very good, Pratik. In order to hold the values temporarily, we are using variables. Right now, in a variable, how many values at a single time you can store? Can you store multiple values in a variable at the same
no
time?
one.
No. You
No.
can only store one value at a time. Right. But there may be cases where you want to store multiple values. Right. In those cases, we have to use arrays. Right now, in an array, we can hold multiple values. Right. Now, let's see how to declare an array. Therefore, arrays are used to store multiple values in a single variable. Right. Therefore, instead of declaring, let's say if you want to declare 10 values at once, therefore, rather declaring 10 variables, you can easily declare an array which can hold up to 10 values. Right. Now, let's see how to do this. Right. Now, in order to have a let's say array called numbers. Numbers, N-U-M, numbers. Okay, we have numbers. And since it is an array, one-dimensional array, we need to push this, keep this array delimited. And then this is how we define this is an array. Right. If you want, you could declare new array without initializing. If you want, if you know the values what you want to have, you can inside the curly brackets, you can list down the elements like this. And then you list down the elements using the curly brackets. Right. Therefore, number of values you have passed here, the array get initialized. Now the same thing happens here. Right now, based on the values you are passing here, the values you have listed inside the brackets, array get declared, array get assigned these values. Right. Now, for each value, now you can see there are 10 values I have in. For each value, there is an index number. Now, array is like this. Now, this is an array, right? Then here we have index number. Like now, we have this is the first value. Right now, in the same memory address. Now, using the same variable, we use same variable name. We're gonna refer multiple values. Then, how to do that? Now, that is done by the indexes. Right now, this is array now. Right now, this is the our array. Right now, this is our array now. Okay. Now, how to access these values? Now, these values can be accessed via index number. Then each position has an index. We call as starting from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we have an index number associated. Right now, each value has an index number. Right now, these are the index numbers. The first value called as the zeroth index. Then remember, arrays are index-based values. Now, in order to, since we have multiple values stored in the same place, in order to access those, we have to use index numbers. Then indexes. Index numbers are starting from 0. Therefore, the first element we call as a zeroth index, zeroth element. Now, if you want to get the zeroth element from this array, now we have to say, let's say now the numbers, array name is numbers, zeroth index. Inside the curly bracket, square brackets, you need to put 0. Now, if I want to assign 0 equals 100. Now, this is how you assign the zeroth index value. If you want to assign first index value as 200. And the second index value you want to assign as 300. And the fourth that means the fourth value, that means the third index value. You want to set it as 400. And the fourth index value, that means the fifth value, we're going to set it as 500. Fifth index value, that means the sixth value, you want to set it as 600. And then we have the sixth index, seventh index, eighth index, and we have one more index, which is the ninth index. Because index numbers are starting from 0, therefore, if array size is 10, we have only size minus one number of indexes. 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. Right. If you want to print the array values, now in order to print the array values, then we could use a for loop. Right? In order to print the array values, you could use a for loop. Now using a for loop for array size, we know the 10 values. Now I equals 0, I less than or equals to 10, I plus plus, then here we could use the numbers, array list, numbers, array, index numbers starting from I. Because indexes are starting from I equals 0, then you can do it like this. Right. And the same loop, we can copy it here. Now you can see initially it display 1 to 10 numbers, and thereafter I have changed the values by assigning the index number. Based on the index number, I retrieve the value and change it, and then likewise I could change it. Right now, this is how you list down the elements. When you have list the elements using the curly brackets. When you list the elements using the curly brackets. Now, this is how you list the elements using the curly brackets. Right. Okay, try this one, and thereafter, this is how you access the values based on the index number, and then you could read it, and also you can change the value. Okay, try out. Thereafter, we'll see how to declare an array and how to initialize. Right. Then let's see how to declare an array. So how to declare an array, and thereafter how to initialize the array. Right. Now we know how to access the elements of an array and how to change the elements of the array. And also, like by any chance, if you want to figure out what is the array size also. Right now, if you want to get the array size, you could write, okay, let's say I'm going to display the array size. Array size is equals to, it is provided by array name. Array name is numbers dot length property. Array has a property called length. Using the length property, you can find out the array size. Then it will display array size is 10 because we have passed 10 numbers. Now, if you want to declare the array rather initializing it here, you could say new int 10. New int 10. That means we want to have an array with the size of, we need to store 10 integer values. Therefore, with the size of 10 numbers of integers, we need to store therefore new int 10. Likewise, you can declare the array new integer 10. Right now, we're using a for loop. Let's initialize it. Now, in order to get the values from the user, and then we can assign the values. Right now, we need to do that. Okay, the loop runs from okay, size is 10. We know that now. Right now, we'll ask you to enter value for the array input. We ask user to enter a number, and then we're going to have it for the numbers array. Numbers array ith index is equals to, from the scanner object dot next int. Right, and thereafter we're going to get the value, and then we can initialize the values. Right, we assign the values, and then we can say array size is 10, and then we can display the array values like this in the second folder. Right, let's try out how it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then it displays the array values like this. Right, now what I want you to do is like edit this code just to get the total of the numbers available in the array. Total of the numbers, sum of the numbers in the array. Quickly write a code to get the sum of the numbers in the array. The question is to get the sum of the values, right? Then here, if you want, you can declare the array size. Let's say now you can use in this loop, you can get the value if you want. There also you could do it. Now, if you want, you can have integer sum equals 0, and then you can have sum is equals to sum plus equals numbers I. Sum plus equals numbers I, then we can display the sum. It is expecting the values to enter. It should display sum equals 55 and then the rest of the values. Now this is how you get the sum. Right. Now edit the code to get the values from the user, and then only right now you have to enter even numbers, only even numbers to the array. Therefore, as until you fill the array from the even numbers, you need to keep on asking from the user to enter number. Right now, you need to fill the array only using the even numbers, and until the array gets filled, you need to keep on asking user to enter number. Likewise, you need to do it. and assign only even numbers to the array. Okay, quickly do it. Has anyone finished? Can you send me the answer quickly? Right. Okay. Now that is very easy, right? Now there's nothing to do with the arrays here. You have to just check with the previous code. If you compare with the previous code, you could easily do it. Now you have to ask user to enter a number. Let's say we'll temporarily put that number, and then we will not increase the loop I value. And then I said that if the t value modulus 2, if the t modulus 2, if it is equals to 0, that means there is an even number, then only we have to do it. Then we would say for the numbers array ith index variable is equals to t, and then we can increase the I value by 1. Now we have to close this. And then we can display the array values. Right? And then this would display the array. Now here I'm going to use the enhanced for loop right now in order to display the array values. Now this is the normal for loop. No, enhanced for loop works with the object types. Now integer I type objects available in the numbers array. Now in this one we access through the index number. Now here I'm going to get the object wise. Then I'm going to print the integer. Right. Right now it is expecting me to enter the values. Right now, once I entered 10 integers with even values, 10 even numbers, then array will get sorted, the for loop will stop. Till that it will keep on asking, and then it will work out like this. Right, now this is how you use the enhanced for loop. Now here no index. If you have 10 numbers, every time the number one by one after the other get assigned to this I variable, and then the variable value get printed here. Right, now try out. Let's say we have given an array. Okay, numbers array, hard-coded values. I'm going to explicitly list down the values, some random numbers. Or likewise, and then in this one, you have to ask user to enter a number to look for. And once user enter the number, you need to check whether the number is available or not. If the number is available in this array, we have to say, okay, the number found at this index, and then we need to display the number. Right now, for an example, we'll ask the number to find. Right, number to find, and then user will enter X. Number to find, you will ask user to enter the number to find, and then user might enter X. Then you have to say number found, X found, that is the number found at index number, whatever the index. Otherwise, you can say X not found, whatever the number not found. Number not found. Or if it is available, you would say number found at this index, and then we can show the number. Right. Okay. Quickly try out to do this quickly. Have we finished? Send me the answer back chat please quickly. Right now we will ask user to enter the number to look for. And we'll save this inside the x equals scan dot next int. Right, then we will have the array. Right, now these are the values we have. Then we need to look for this. Now since we need to get the index, then we need to go through a for loop. Right now at the instance for loop we can't. I less than, we don't know the size of the array, then but we know how to get the size of the array using the length property. I less than num dot length and I plus plus. Then we can check whether if the number array num ith index if it is equals to the number you are looking for x, then we need to say, right, we'll have something called index. Int index equals -1. And if we found this matching one, we're gonna say index equals to I. Index equals to I. And then no need of having this looping this here again and again, then I'm going to say break. Since two statements are there, we need to have the brackets. And then this is for the if condition and this is for right. Thereafter, now it will exit from the loop. Now I'm going to check if index is not equals to, if index is not equals to -1, if index is not equals to minus, if index not equals to -1, that means we have found the value. We can say right, we can say the number found number means the value x found at found at index number found at index what? Otherwise, you can say else or it's not found. Well, number I is equals to x. Right now, this has to be declared as a okay. If I want to say 5 found at index 1. Now, if it is 7, not found. If it is, let's say, what we have 58 at number index 7. If it is 100, not found. Likewise, now this will. work. This is how it works, right? Okay, now quickly, let's say you have given some set of values like this, and then quickly find out the maximum and the minimum of the array. Max and the min values of the array. Quickly find out. Right now, how to get the maximum and the minimum? Okay, right. Let's see how to do this. Okay, now this is the array. Okay, now we don't need to get these values at the moment. Right, then we don't have the max and the min we'll declare as integer data types, and then I'm going to set max equals min equals the array which is number first, that means the 0th index. Thereafter, I'm gonna go through the array, and if ith index, if the ith index is greater than, if the ith index is greater than, if the ith index is greater than the max, if the ith index is greater than the max, then max should be that ith index value. Max should be ith index value, right? And the same way, now since we are using only one line with the if condition, therefore no need of brackets, even though you have it, doesn't matter. Right, then we have if number I is less than the min variable. If it is less than even the min, then min has to be that number. Right, then we can display max and the same way we put in the min. Max and the min. Right, then it says maximum is 74 where the min is 1. Right. Right, then we can talk about the multi-dimensional arrays. Now this is about, now we know how to get the sum, and then okay, arrays dot sort also. All right, let's see now if we want to sort the array, how we can sort the array as well. Now here I'm gonna have enhanced for loop to display the values for integer I in number, integer I in numbers, and then I'm gonna print system.out.print I, and thereafter I'm going to use the println method just to exit. Right now this should display where function. Right now this is how you print the values with +/t. Right now this is how the values get printed. right, in one line. Okay. Do we have 26 and 32? 1574, 635, 88, 58, 45, 26, and 32. Right. Okay. How comes this happens? Okay, does any of you have any idea why this 26 and 32 happens together? All right. Okay. Now, okay. That was right. Anyway, now T sorted, right? Okay. Right. Okay. Now it is fine. Right. Now what I want to do is sort. Then to sort this. Okay. After this, I'm gonna have the same thing. But beforehand, I'm gonna call arrays. Arrays.sort method. Arrays.sort. Now arrays.sort. Right now, when you use the arrays.sort, now you can see it doesn't work like that. Now, how can we use the arrays.sort? Now, arrays is what? Now, arrays.sort means now for the arrays, which is a class, right now, which has some static methods available, like we could use sort, compare, likewise we can use. Then if you want to use the sort method, right now, first of all, we need to say that we are using this sorting method. Like now beforehand, just we'll check whether is there any method like array name number.sort, number.sort. Right now, you can see here compilation fail. Okay, that is because of the semicolon using. Right now, you can see number.sort. Right, cannot find the symbol method sort. Right. Now, if you want to use the right now, if you want to use the arrays.sort method, now we have to import the java.util.arrays. Right, then if you want to sort the array, now we have to use the arrays. Now arrays, you have to import.java.util.arrays, right? And thereafter we can say arrays.sort, arrays.sort. The so we should sort the none. Right. Right now you can see it gets sorted in the ascending order. Arrays.sort. Or else you need to write your own method to sort. Right. Okay. Now this is how you sort, and then we could do the reverse sorting as well. For that, like we have to talk about the collection framework as well. Therefore, I'm not going to talk at this level. Right, about this, this is how we sort the array values. Right, then right. Right, thereafter, let's see, we know how to sort, and then right, as the last one, quickly I'll show you how to use the multi-dimensional arrays. Okay, we don't have time. Right, okay. I'm not gonna start with the multidimensional arrays. Therefore, you guys better try out some exercises, search for Java exercises with arrays, and then try to complete. And then next day we're gonna start with arrays with multidimensional arrays. And then we're gonna talk about the string class, and thereafter we're gonna talk about the methods, functions. That's what I'm planning to do next day. Right. Okay. The next 2 weeks, I'm not sure. Sometimes it may declare the next 2 weeks as holidays. Therefore, sometimes we might have holidays. You better check with your emails. If they declared holidays, then we will have holidays. Otherwise, we will continue. I will anyway. I will let you know via WhatsApp message. Any questions you have, you can ask them. Do you have any questions? Right. If there is
No,
no
sir.
questions, then we'll wind up today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.